How does this guy spell my name wrong in chat? It's literally right there on the screen. Also, I just missed the tail end of a donation. Sorry about that. I'll try to replay that in a second. But before I do that, we do need to get into the intros because this game's about the players. And this tournament's all about DFY esports. And kicking things off to the bottom right, playing in this tournament, we got 3DB for the elimination match. Going up against his opponent to the top left, the North American representative, it's Puck. Again, Puck and Cham are both kind of playing for the away team in this group. It'll be really curious to see how the results play. But Maple Leafs, let's see if we can get that to replay on screen. Nice. Genuine question here. I don't play Starcraft 2 anymore. Former Diamond player. I lost the patience and focus to play. It doesn't really feel fun anymore, and I uninstalled. But I absolutely love watching as an esport. The skill's incredible. Anyone else? I can't answer for the other people who are watching, be it on chat or YouTube comments later. But what I can say is I have definitively come across so many more people who attend the live events who don't play the game at all. Couldn't care less about playing it, love watching it. And I thought that was such a weird outlier at first, like, you know, when I went to my first MLG, right? That kind of, I was really taken back and surprised by it. But over the 7 years I've been going to various conventions and casting stuff, I've just learned that that is the majority. Like, so many people love the intricacy of this game, but not trying to execute the intricacy of this game. I'm really jaded with it myself because I very clearly play other games a lot, and I definitely watch the game more than I play the game. That's for sure with the way my career works here with commentating on it, right? But I think I do enjoy playing it. I just don't enjoy the aspects of the 1v1 as much as I do the other parts of the game. Like, and I'm not trying to convince anybody to go install it and start playing it, but like, I love doing co-op and stuff. Some of those arcade games are dope. Beast of the Hill is such a fun game mode. Like, there's so many of these things about StarCraft outside the 1v1 that are great, but I just feel like the audience for this game is majority tunnel vision on 1v1 tournaments only, right? And I feel like and I'm not saying this is how it should be or could be, but like, let's say Archon became more popular, right? Play with a friend. I think so many more people would play this game if they could play with a friend properly. Same with 2v2s and 3v3s and 4v4s. That's just my thoughts, though. Obviously, I'm not trying to... I'd love to hear your guys's. I'm reading what's being written in chat right now. Requient says, I raise my hand. I just don't want to have to manage that much micromanagement, but love seeing people who are good at it. See, I'm the opposite. I love microing in this game. I hate macroing. I'm not, like, if we were to play builders and sellers, I would never want to be the builder or whatever, right? Like, I don't want to be responsible for messing up a supply block or, you know, missing minerals. I just want to micro. I want to dance with that medevac all day, drop some stupid Hellions or something, a Thor, build a battle cruiser, you name it. That's my jam. I mean, God knows, I gave up on trying to do it, but I got so freaking close to Masters on Korea just doing battle cruisers in every single matchup, and just because of the micro, not because of any good macro. It was like always 1 to 2 base plays. I streamed a lot of that though, so some of you guys saw that. But anyways, yeah, this micro is fun in the game. But things are picking up here, so I wanted to get back into the game for a bit because a couple of important things. One, B just got some very good scouting to see the Stargate before it became a threat. He's also got Overlord speed, which guarantees that he's likely going to continue getting scouting as the game progresses. At some point, sure, Phoenix comes out and cleans up the Overlords, but the idea is that if a Phoenix is on the way, then 2 of the 3 Overlords will likely survive, 1 will die, but it also gives them the heads up that there's a Phoenix. So we got some Spore Crawlers down already. The Queen's Spore Crawlers even repositioning themselves here. This Oracle's not likely to get very much damage done. It's going to get maybe a drone killer or 2, but committing beyond that will likely risk the Oracle, which wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, right there. That little interaction went really well for B, actually. Nice build cancel. Legendary Stinger says, we can play Archon and you can micro on macro. That's all I like. See, that is right there, by the way, why I wish Archon mode became such a more popular part of the game. Because I feel there are a lot of people like that who love building but hate microing. Or are like me, who love to micro but hate building. And that would have been the sickest way. Can you imagine a queue system, right, where you queue for Archon mode with a random player, but you can select micro versus macro, right? So it pairs up one with the other. Like, that would be such an amazing ladder experience. And I know they're never going to do it, but, like, I wish that's what had happened. Like, that would have been, to me, such a better, more fun, roll queue-y way to play StarCraft. You see it with League of Legends and all these other games, too. Like, League was the worst toxic thing in the universe, trying to pick you know? But then you could roll queue, and suddenly you're like assigned. Now you know, okay, I'm going to this game. I'm going to play mid, right? I'm going to go to this game. I'm going to play micro, or, you know, stuff like that. It's like, StarCraft 2 is such a great game, but there's just not enough manpower at Blizzard to make this stuff happen. It's probably not the desire for it either, which is a bummer, but I love StarCraft. There's so many, I hold out hope that one day something happens, it's revitalized. I don't think I'll ever be the top esport game again, but just so there's more people to play with. I don't care that none of them filter back to my stream or anything like that. I just like this dumb game, so whatever. Archon's already so dead. Yeah, I know, guys. Archon's been dead since its launch because they never launched it properly. There's so many parts of it too where, like, you know, you in co-op, this little box on the minimap that shows you where I'm looking. In co-op, you can see your allies' version of that, but in Archon mode, you can't. Why? Why? The tools are clearly there. They exist in the game. Why? Even Brood War has it, actually. When in Remastered, you can see both the player cameras on the minimap. Anyways, guys, we've been off topic, and we haven't brought up the fact that this is a super slick Nidus Worm. Being paired up here with some Swarm hosts, this can be one of the most infuriating things to deal with when it comes to harassment. And this is actually going to get caught, so Puck does see this, but he doesn't really have a lot that can deal with it right now. So the first wave of Locust is going to come, and he's probably just going to have to grin and bear it. Well, actually, the Immortal does a ton of damage. You might be able to break this. Oh my god, Immortal damage is actually ridiculous. That was such a late response. It was only one Immortal. That was so much damage. Space Trade TV off topic? No. No way. So this is the launch of the Locust, so back away. I mean, the idea here is you can just focus on that Nexus a lot of the time, right? I'm not sure what he's aiming for, though. B was kind of heading off to the right side, which I don't think would be the right move. Now focuses on the Nexus. The shield battery might be able to help defend this. Nah, it's not really close. Locust damage is ridiculous. And this is where that 1-2 punch just gets really tough to deal with because you constantly have to bounce back and forth between the bases. Now, when you've got things like Archons and Storm, Colossus even, there are better ways to deal with the Locusts. But right now, this is doing such a crazy amount of damage because Puck doesn't have the tools yet to deal with it. And oh no. Oh, he's going to be able to deny Storm. This is huge. This is huge. The only thing he can really do now is be on top of where the Nidus Swarms are coming down and hopefully respond quick enough that the Nidus Swarms die before the Locusts come out. Or rather, before the Swarm hosts come out. So he's got a Void right here on the top side trying to police this Nidus Worm. Nidus Swarms have quite a bit of armor, as we talked about before, but only while unburrowing, so that's just weak-ass Void Ray damage. But I guess a Void Ray to the north, a couple of Immortals roaming between the mid and the south. I can see him covering this, but this is still not really a great way to deal with it. As you can see here, Puck is taking damage in 3DB. I mean, to be honest, he doesn't need to really be committing with these Roaches and Ravagers hardly at all. They're a distraction force to get the Swarm hosts out, to launch the Locust, and then send everyone back inside the Nidus Swarm and run back home, you know? If he commits with these, I mean, it's just resources lost he doesn't need to lose. Because he's not looking to take a fight. This is all about killing the Nexus. Each of these Nexus kills is huge. I mean, that's 400 damage. That's lost mining. It's devastating to lose. This is going to be like the third Nexus dead this game. Second, excuse me. Still, though, all that comes at the cost of cooldown units. Not really expensive units. And the thing is, the Swarm host came out so early. Like, to actually get your Swarm hosts to be cost-effective over a game, they have to launch like 5 or 7 waves and get kills every time. Like, Swarm hosts are so bloody expensive. So, right now, they're paying for themselves really nicely. The Immortals get picked off here on the right side, too. Well, one of them. But those Roaches and Ravagers are going to have to disappear. Storm may have gotten canceled, but Puck didn't give up. He started it up again at the back of the base, and finally, that's almost done. So now he will have a proper response to these Locusts. Whether it's storming them in the sky or grabbing them as they clump up on the ground, either way, that area of effect damage is the way you deal with this. As you can see here, even with a full army in position with shield batteries, they can't save the Nexus in time. They just don't have enough damage spread out. So that is the third Nexus. That's the Prophet Rifkin speaking. They take a lot of supply, too. That's a great point, Dread Dorman. It's something I kind of forget about because I don't play Zerg, but you're right. Swarm hosts are like huge supply sucks, too. Roaches are really inefficient supply. You hear people talk about it all the time, but Swarm hosts really are, unless they get their damage done. Cool. Auto attacks from Templar doing nothing. They, I just realized, I think are the only unit in the game that has more range than damage dealt. They have 6 range, and with +1, do 5 damage. But this army chasing into Puck. I mean, Puck's down to 62 supply. This sucks. He's just been in a tough spot. The whole time he's been bleeding out Nexus over and over and over again. And if that first storm didn't get denied, I don't think he'd be as behind as he is right now. But what he does there is very key. He walks away from the army. So when you look at the army supply, you're like, wow, Puck's outnumbered 2-1. But that's only every 35 seconds because when these swarm motes are on cooldown, it's dead supply. Right now, there's only roaches and infestors to deal with. That's something Puck's current army can actually take on. Unless, oh, they get assimilated. 3DB! GG! Ranulfshar, thank you for the 14 months, and apologies for probably saying your name wrong again for the millionth time. But I said it earlier, and I'll stand by this. I think if 3DB beats Puck, that is, in my opinion, a bit of an upset. But that's only one game. It's far from the series being over. Maybe Puck will bounce back. Regardless of, wait, what was the second map? Thunderbird. Yeah, here's the updates on where the games have been for those who are just joining us. I've even updated this score. How proud of me are you, Dad? All right. So I'm getting this next lobby hosted up for Thunderbird ASAP. Getting Puck and 3DB in here. B is a bit better. Why are you upset? In my opinion, I don't know that I would say he is, but it's also really hard to gauge because these two don't often regularly fight against each other, and they don't often fight in the same tournaments because of their regions. So I don't think it's fair one way or the other to say B is better than Puck, Puck's better than B. You can make the argument one's MMR is higher or lower, fine, but again, that's different servers, and in StarCraft 2, better is not always just simply as clean and black and white as it is, like, say, other things. Rifkin, what do you think about cats? I think cats are fascinating. Also, I don't know what happened to B. He just, like, ditched after that last game? He went offline? Okay, he's back. I was really confused what just happened there. At any rate, my point is, you can't really measure the two. I just have this experience with Puck where I see him win more than I see 3DB win, so that's where I get that assessment from. You are welcome to have a different opinion, and you're welcome to disbelieve it. I'm just explaining why I'm saying it like that. Go, 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 go. All right, they're ready. Let's hop on the Thunderbird. No, I fucking love cats, dude. Sorry. Listen to me, Mancer. Everyone's about dogs. Dogs are so cute. Oh, here's a dog video from YouTube. We don't deserve dogs. No, cats are like the best, straight up. And if anyone disagrees with me, that's fine. As it turns out, you're allowed to do that. But we are still in the elimination match. Don't you tell me to up mine. We're still in the elimination match. And in this best of 3, down 1 game at the moment, so very literally on his last life, we've got the red Protoss Puck. And his bone to the bottom right, the blue Zerg 3DB. Leading the series 1-0. Rifkin, what's your full Subway sub? What? Are you asking, like, what sandwich I get? Because, I'm happy to report that I'm on that low-cal super delicious sub. Now, sometimes if I want to spoil myself, I get Italian herbs and cheese. But for the most part, just Italian white bread, plain and simple, ham sandwich, no cheese, toasted if you feel like eating it soon, not toasted if you want to eat it later. You get a layer of lettuce, layer of spinach, layer of onions, layer of pickles, maybe some green peppers if you're feeling a little bit adventurous, but you definitely put another layer of lettuce on top because they don't give you enough in the first layer. Then ask for some light mayo, honey mustard, salt and pepper. Boom, you're good to go. Sorry, I like Subway. He asked me about why Subway seemed. I like Subway. ham. All those options that you get ham. Well, here's the reason though. Because don't get me wrong, if I could spoil myself with like, you know, fucking cold cut combos and other things, I would. But I'm trying to lose weight here, homies. And if you get ham with no cheese, it is like one of the lowest calorie combinations you get that is still, in my opinion, delicious. Guys, I think Rifty might be a regular at Subway. I am. And they always... I love this guy who works there. He's a manager that works at Subway. So nice. I don't often get cookies with my meal. I usually go for the baked chips because they're slightly less or delicious. I like them, whatever. And water. But he always tries to upsell me on the cookies. And I'm like, homie, I'm trying to lose weight. If you start selling me cookies every time, and sometimes I'll cave and I'll buy a cookie. And he's like, well, you can get another cookie for like basically just 10 more cents. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. Stop it. You stop that right now. Because I will eat 1,000,000 white macadamia nuts. I will die from overeating. If I had to die, that's how, if I could choose a way to die, it would be from eating white macadamia nut cookies from Subway. Straight up. Anyways, great question. Thanks for the question. What's your favorite Pizza Hut? I haven't seen a Pizza Hut in like decades, actually. I don't know the last time I saw a Pizza Hut around here. I know that bigger, like there's Domino's and Little Caesars and stuff. I don't know the last time I've seen a Pizza Hut though. Those cookies are awesome. I know, dude. The white macadamia nuts, they're my weakness. Okay, look, I don't know why we're talking about food so much. You guys are killing me here because I had like an apple for breakfast and then I've got this little curry bowl set next to me from when we're done with the stream. The more we talk about this, the more sad I'm gonna get. Stop. But to answer the pizza question before we do get off this topic, look, there's a lot of good pizza out there. My favorite normie pizza that I fall in love with, though, when I say normie pizza, I mean like not deep dish or anything like that, right? Just pizza. This place where I used to live, I don't live there anymore. I miss it a lot. They would do a potato gorgonzola pizza. It was a combination of like white sauce, potatoes, onions, and I can't remember what they used. Some kind of really fancy cheese on it. It was so good. Oh, I loved it. I didn't even know it was vegetarian. I was eating it for like half a year and then I found out it was vegetarian. Potatoes on pizza. I know it sounds dumb, but they're thin cut and like gigantic circles. It's kind of like pepperoni, but it's like a potato instead. I don't know. It's actually good though. Like the texture of the potato is nice. I bet Rifkin could be the next Jared. I don't mess with kid porn, dude. I'm good. Anyways, I'm done with the pizza and the Subway talk and everything because A, this game's picking up now. We've successfully made it out of the boring early game. But secondly, my tummy's gonna start rumbling and you guys can audibly hear that on stream. But bringing it back to the Starcraft, yes, exactly. We did have a Stargate out of puck, and as you can see here, kind of casual opening with the Phoenix. I did not like the Oracle use last game. If I'm being completely honest, not a fan of the way it was used before. I think it was a little too risky for not much payoff at all. And I know Puck's better than that too, because Puck is really good at setting stasis wards and other things. Actually, a little bit of a supply block by killing that Overlord. That's nice. These Queens being driven out now might actually leave an opening for those Oracles to go in if you wanted to, because they're so far out of position, but unfortunately, that's not how that'll play out. Looks like the Adepts down here were also picked off, I think, fully cleaned. Yep. So a Phoenix, 2 Adepts die, 2 drones for it. Really not that great. But what all this did do was keep 3DB at home and allow Puck to start building up a third base. Last game, I think things got really out of hand. The Swarm Hosts were a good choice. And I think Thunderbird actually has a lot of opportunities to use Nidus Worm Swarm Hosts again if he'd like to. But that may also be part of why Puck's changed up to get a bit cheesy here, as there are a lot of Oracles on the way. Like, this isn't just your typical 2 Phoenix, 1 Oracle, or 2 Oracle, 1 Phoenix. Like, it is double Oracles being pumped out of 2 Stargates. This is a bit of an older school build. It kind of fell out of fashion, but hear me out. This is why I like this. I think the Oracles are going to be a lot faster to respond to things, and they'll be able to better deal with the Nidus Worms better than, say, the Void Ray would, because there'll be a lot of them. Plus, they'll actually be able to shoot the Swarm Host down with that spell power, but that's a whole other thing for a whole other part of this game. Micros that Oracle back, not quite far enough, comes back into play there. Picks off a Spore Claw and a Queen. Well, the oracles die, so that's good. None of them die so far, I should say, at least. But that Nidus Swarm is coming up, and it's going to be the Swarm Host again. And really, you know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. We should note, though, that if 3DB doesn't get the cost efficiency out of the Swarm Host like he did last game, it is really difficult to snowball so much out of hand like he did before. That last game out of Puck, I won't go and call an exception because it happens a lot, but it only happens when it's done properly. And that's the thing, B's going to have to do it properly again. That being said, though, there is already a follow-up to this I want to highlight. Just on the off chance that maybe this didn't work, maybe B was contingent on this being caught and discovered and dealt with. He already started investing in Hydralisk. He got this infestation pit for the Swarm Host, but started Pathogen Lens really, really early, so he'll have infestors to fight with. And last game he had some really cool neural parasites. Maybe we'll see some more of that in this game. It's picked up to the top side. Nez from Doesn't Let the Swarm Host down here to the south. Donation, $3 from Maple Leafs. Thank you very much, dude. Ooh, baits out a couple of those. Rifkin sub is noob. Here we go. Oh, are you about to try and like style on me Subway styles? Okay, Maple Leafs wants to share his favorite sub with y'all. Flatbread, steak and cheese, extra cheese, double toasted, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, pickle, hot pepper, black/green olives, avocado, mayo, chipotle, salt, pepper, hot sauce. No, that sounds like an awful sandwich to me. I'll explain my thoughts on that further later, but hang on. That's a lot of oracles, hoping to do a lot of damage, but unfortunately, even with 9 of them, he's going to have to bring them back home to defend against this Nidus Swarm if he's not careful. But realizing that this might not be worth investing into, B only pops out for a second. The Stalkers go in to try and cut him off, but the Swarm Hosts do get back over. This many Locusts, not enough to burn down a Nexus, so it's totally fine to respond to it like this. This many, though, against an undefended Nexus, that might just have to be a base cancel. Snail wants to know how the rally card game works. Every 30 minutes, you can draw 10 cards to attack the boss. We all attack the same boss, so consider it like a giant raid, right? That's a raid boss. We're all working together to kill. You can build a deck because as you use the cards, you'll gain resources, and as you kill bosses, you'll gain copper, which will let you buy the bigger card packs. And I don't know, it's a fun little mini game. It's not really that super complicated. Good. Puck is handling these Nidus Swarms really well this game. And part of this is because he has to, but this is also really drawing the difference between the two. Like game 1, this looks so overpowered for the Zerg. Game 2, not quite the case. But what I fear is that that Oracle investment is going to really start hurting soon. Because what's going to... Ooh! He grab as many of these Locusts as he can, I guess. But I was going to say, these clump up pretty notoriously. They'll melt the Locust, but those Infestors are ready to start throwing down fungal growths whenever the opportunity arises. And, oh, he turned off the Pulsar Beam a little too soon! Oh no, this went from being really well handled to losing 21 probes. Ugh, Puck's probably, is probably not too happy about that, to be honest. That was really bad. Now there's a fight coming down the middle of the map. Fungal growths. Oh my god, there's so many stasis wards coming into play, possibly here. Fungal growths are going to be really key for stopping the Oracles, but also very key for stopping the Stalkers. Stalkers cannot blink when Fungal's gumming up the works. Why that's the case? I don't know, but that's how it works. Maybe he wants to defend this, and if he can hold this spot here with the Stalkers and the Stasis Wards, because let's be real, theoretically, there are so many Stasis Wards, he could hold this. But the Fungal Growth, that Fungal Growth is so powerful. Oh my god. But while this goes on, the Oracles do start going to work on the other side of the field. So those 19 workers that go down is a nice payback for the 21 probes he lost earlier. Another Fungal Growth hits. He's starting to run out of these Stasis Wards, though. And he's going to try and kill the Overseers. No, it comes to the Infested Terran. Oh, the Overseers I see were baiting out the Stasis Wards with their Changelings. That's a cool move there. But some of the Hydras get caught. Oracles are pretty much out of juice, but they've gutted all of the defenses on the other side of the field. All those drones went down, too. Given enough time here, I think Puck could maybe hold this, and the Oracles, given the energy, could start fighting again. But right now, they're done. They're on timeout. Go to your room. You need to think about what you've done. The atrocities you committed on that working line. 2/2 is a pretty good upgrade count to have. I like that it's on shields as well, because that's benefiting those Oracles, but this is a done-for base. There's no point trying to hold on to this. I think he realizes that, too. These Infestors are pretty empty. That's actually a really good sign for Puck, though, because now all he really has to deal with is the cooldown of the Swarm Hosts and the small Hydra count currently in play. So This army, while absolutely terrifying at a glance, is actually not that scary when you dissect it. By the way, he's going to blink in, feeling very confident about this. And I wish the Oracles were fighting against just the Hydras, not wasting shots there on the Swarm hosts. GGs get called, caught between two armies, and B will actually eliminate Puck from this tournament with a very solid 2-0.